wanna taste the pain, like I'm seeing all red. 2 bullets in the gun, 1 shot to the head. I need a blank space. Everything is a threat, but I never back down. Man, I'd rather be dead. I'm making love to fame. She look better in bed. Never walk this life till I take my last breath. I wanna make a change. Got 1 life, so I'm gonna go down swinging. Don't you forget, everything is so boring. Can't get up in the morning. I'm so sick of the mundane and routine. I'm gonna break without warning. I wanna taste the pain, think I'm seeing all red. 2 bullets in the gun, 1 shot to the head. I need a blank space. Everything is a threat, but I never back down. Man, I'd rather be dead. I'm making love to fame. She look better in bed. Never walk this life till I take my last breath. I wanna make a change. Got 1 life, so I'm gonna go down swinging. Don't you forget.
Welcome in. It is Thursday night. It is all Influencer Wrestling. I'm your Clout Missioner, Captain Tyrion Guidal, and we are kicking right off.
Making her way to the ring, representing the Dangerous Alliance from Harlem, New York, the Latina sensation, Teresa Dominguez.
In advance of next week, where we will be having all championships defended. The 2 winners of the Royal Rumble at Overboard have each picked a representative, as have our reigning champions. One-on-one between these representatives with the contender or champion in their corner. Kicking things off with the selections of Calypso, Dominguez, and our reigning Sold Clout champion, Presri D. Surprising literally nobody, Calypso has chosen her sister Teresa to represent her. And making their way now down to face off, Presri D, our Sold Clout champion, and her champion.
And accompanied by the Hunter from parts unknown, B.
A reformation of an alliance, it seems. Friends before they went their separate ways once Presri got her hands on that Drama Bomb briefcase, but Valoran back in the camp of Presri D, representing her acquaintance, representing her friend perhaps. Valoran has taken up the mantle, fighting on behalf of Presri tonight, while Teresa fights on behalf of her sister Calypso. Teresa not only looking to get this win for her sister, but for the entire New York dojo. Last week we saw Chen Harper be yet another name added to the list of those who have fallen to the frosty grip of our $1 million champion, Lady Aria Nightvalley. After seeing their trainer fall last week, Teresa looking to make a statement on behalf of the Dangerous Alliance here tonight, and she's lighting up Valoran to do exactly that. The other half of our roster will be doing this exact same thing later on tonight as well. Avric, Brightmoon, and Gabriel Van Hessel both have selected representatives. Surprising, again, nobody. Avric's selection has of course been Tiff. We do not yet know who Gabriel Van Hessel has in his corner. Not somebody who has made a lot of connections in all Influencer Wrestling, so it'll be very interesting to see who the Witch Hunter gets into his corner for that. And turning the tables, Valoran big drop kick to the side of Teresa Dominguez's head as Calypso watches back on. And another jumping kick there from Valorant. Quick strikes from the Rogue, but over the rope and ducks under that blow from Teresa. Got that one connected though. Presri unable to really believe what she is seeing there. Will be defending again her Soul Cloud title against Calypso next week. Avric defends against Gabriel Van Hessel. We have a #1 contenders match tonight too, to determine competitors to go against Candied Ginger for their Double Cloud championships as well. And over the barricade goes the guts of Valorant. Presri almost going to her friend's aid, realizing, I think there, that if she lays hands on Teresa, that is going to be a disqualification. And excellent reversal there, and a reversal of the reversal. Valorant jumping over to catch a back elbow by Teresa, kicks out at one. What an exchange. Two incredibly technically competent performers in the ring right now. You cannot underestimate either of these two. Head scissors takedown goes Dominguez, and again those jumping strikes to the head, a trademark of Valorant. And baiting her in, Teresa Dominguez. Come at me, she says, and sweep the leg. Down goes Valorant. Teresa is in a mood tonight. Counter by Valorant. There is that stabber. Sneak attack by Valorant out of nowhere. Teresa dug deep, kicked out at two, but that's what you got to watch for with Valorant. She is great with those sneak attacks. Hits out of nowhere. Boxer stance by Teresa. Got taken down by the head scissors. Valorant still in control right now. Though as we've seen, the momentum can shift on a gill in a match like this. Boot to the guts and fell for the same trap again. Lighting up with the kicks and sweep the leg. Down goes Valorant, baited once again by Teresa. And she's got that hold locked in, wrenching back those arms. A huge amount of torque put onto the shoulder joints of Valorant right there. Kicks out at two, dug deep. And jumping straight up to the top rope goes Teresa. It is a dangerous situation for Valorant. Land's got all of that. Teresa takes that moment to pose, to show off her assets for the All-Influencer Wrestling faithful. We've seen that be her fall before and gave Valorant enough time to recover, got the wherewithal to get that rope break in there. The weakness of both Dangerous Alliance members, their tendency to showboat. Down goes Valorant once again. Picking her position. It is all business with Teresa Dominguez right now. And there it is. She is done playing and she is trying to choke the life out of Valorant. I think thought about going to the top rope there, but realized Valorant was stirring, thought better of it. Pulled herself back up. Valorant is on her last legs right now, but got that counter in. Drags the neck of Dominguez over that top rope. Can she shift through? Quick strike. Knocks Dominguez flat. Rolls through though, and a quick strike of her own. Bounces off the top and absolutely nothing but air. Grievous misjudgment there by Teresa Dominguez. Corkscrew head scissors, down she goes, taken down by Valoran. Quick strike and a reversal by Teresa, and no, Valoran's got the reversal, bounces into another head scissors. Look at the athleticism on display there by this assassin. Waiting, Valoran picking out her target, rolls through, drives that knee, the back of the heel straight into the spine of Teresa, who is waiting, prone in position, up top, 450 splash, lands it deep, middle of the ring, 1, 2, and she kicks out at 2. That, I thought, was the end of it. An amazing flurry of offense by Valoran. Many competitors would have fallen to that, but Teresa simply too resilient. Working over now the lower body, a counter by Dominguez. And pulls it into a hip toss. Not quite able to get a grip on Valoran though. There we go, got it that time. And again, over she goes, release side suplex, and just stomping a hole in the chest of Anastasia. Not looking to make the same mistake again, repositioning Valoran into the middle of the ring. No rope break for you this time, as if to say. Going right back in there, and there we go. The hold is locked in right in the middle of the ring. Can Valoran resist? Is she going to be forced to tap? Staring straight into the eyes of Presry on the outside. Is this going to be do it? She is fading. She is fading fast. Able to get a last minute flurry of adrenaline. Forces her way out, but that was a dangerous position for Valoran. And that is the problem there. She completely misjudged that timing. Hits a go to sleep, pummeling on the outside, playing to the crowd herself now. Is she going to go for maybe a count-out victory attempt here as Teresa forces her way back to her feet? Sharp elbow strike, and again these dramatic aerial maneuvers of Valoran. Almost choked out by Teresa, seems to have lit a fire in the Rogue. Up to the top rope she goes. Are we going to see the splash again? A diving elbow. Teresa, though, playing possum, was ready and waiting, and there we go. Hip suplex once again. Smack in the middle of the ring. And that has to do it. Back to the top rope once again. Yelling for Valoran to get to her feet, right into, and she dodges that, countered that. Crack you just heard was the spine. And there we have it. Oh, and a stab out of nowhere. Sneak attack by Valoran, and she landed the sneak, and she has done it. The sneak attack landed. Valoran Anastasia puts away Teresa Dominguez. An incredibly hard-fought match, but the sneak attack did it.
Here is your winner.
Teresa had the match, went up top to try to make sure that the damage was done was enough, and that gave Valoran the time to recover, land the sneak, and score the victory. A message sent to Calypso in advance of her title shot against Presry next week. What will that play into that match? There's going to be an interesting situation for sure. Teresa Dominguez on a bit of a losing streak of late. It'll be interesting to see how she handles this in future. But for right now, we're going to take that quick break. We'll be right back with more hard-hitting, clout-chasing action after these quick messages. Hi, I'm Captain Tyrionth Guidel, most dashingly handsome pirate in all of Lumsalaminsa, and the Clout Missioner of all influencer wrestling. As a swashbuckling pirate, I know a thing or two about hats. And sometimes, even I feel the hats I own are just too big. So when I feel the need for minuscule millinery, there's only one place that comes to mind. TinyHatLabs.com. Tiny Hat Labs have always sought to push the boundaries of what's possible in client engagement millinery feedback solutions. Their guiding question remains the same today as it was when they were founded. What if small hat, but tiny? Operating at the nexus of science, engineering, artificial intelligence, art, fashion and design, Tiny Hat Labs seeks to pave the way to a paradigm shift in headpiece technology. While others ask, how much? TinyHatLabs.com asks, how little? I'm Captain Tyrionth Guidel, and TinyHatLabs.com is my favourite place for hats on the internet. I promised it earlier, it is up now. Welcome back. It is our number one contenders tag match. The winner of this match will face Candide Ginger next week. We've seen this alliance grow after their heated rivalry. They've each taken each other's corner. How do Banshee and Saria Violet work as a true team? Looking to inject a lethal dose of poison into their opponents tonight. Banshee is going to need every advantage her and Saria can get to knock off their opponents tonight. And here she comes, the Sun Soul Monk, Saria Violet. A vicious, bloody rivalry turned alliance between Saria and Banshee. They know each other extremely well, have raised each other to greater and greater heights. But how solid is this alliance? Can it survive the challenge these two face in the ring tonight? Getting thrown immediately into the deep end is this new team, because this is who they're facing.
And representing the Circle from Queens, New York, the Punisher, Victoria Holland.
This incredibly dominating force in all influencer wrestling, the Circle have been carving a path of destruction ever since they formed their team. Amber Warren, a competitor who has been completely reinvigorated this season, forming the Circle with her ally Victoria Holland, who is making her way into the ring right now. The Circle have destroyed everyone who came across their path. The Dangerous Alliance have fallen to them. They destroyed Fenris and Lucette Forrester before they could even get into the ring. Will Banshee and Saria be able to break the circle?
And representing the circle from Brooklyn, New York, the total package, Amber Warren.
More than just pride on the line tonight. Again, remember, the winner of this match will challenge Candied Ginger for the Double Clout Championships next week. The Circle have been making their case for that title ever since day one. Banshee and Saria looking to make their way up the rankings as well. We are ready. Banshee kicks things off against Victoria Holland. The size discrepancy is immense, but we've seen many a time that not really matter, but just pounded over the knee repeatedly. This is what we've seen from Victoria, but time and time again, she does not play. Look at the way she just hauled Banshee right into the corner, right in front of Saria Violet. This absolute wrecking truck, Victoria Holland, and now Amber Warren in play. Just drives Banshee straight down to the mat and unleashes those dangerous fists. This is how the Circle operate. There is no need for technicality with these two. It is just brutality. Banshee desperately trying to make her tag. Victoria says, let it happen. Hot tag is made. Saria Violet is in. Victoria was just waiting for that opportunity. Tried to go for a suplex there, did Saria, but simply too strong, Victoria Holland. And now she's going for a ride as well. Bounces the face off the corner. Tag made again. Banshee nowhere to be seen. And now Amber and Violet locking up. Saria Violet fights her way out. Gets those strikes into the gut of Amber Warren. Strong striking capability of Saria. That's what she needs to do in this match. You cannot grapple with the Circle. You gotta hit them hard before they can hit you. And that is why Saria tried to go for a grapple there and simply out-muscled by Amber Warren, who speared through the ropes onto the outside. My gods. And she's immediately turning her attention right back to Banshee, just doing a lap. And dodged that blow from Saria and suplex onto the wooden ship's siding. This is not a match. This is an assault by the Circle. And crossface locked in. Banshee there with the save. Amber just dismissive towards Violet. Get out of my ring, she says. And this is a horrible position for Saria. Double teamed by the Circle. And up and over she goes, crashing down. The whole ring shook with that impact. Rolls through, and Victoria going, hey, you want to play technical? We can play technical too. Look at that, mouthing off to Banshee right before she smashes Violet down. Banshee, seemingly paralyzed with fear there, didn't even attempt to break up that pinfall. Violet kicks out at 2. Maybe a mistake. As Victoria Holland just plays to the camera now. And we saw her open the match with this exact same maneuver. Trying to straight up break the spine of Banshee over her knee. Showing there why Victoria Holland, why the Circle have become the bane of the division here. and keeping each other fresh. Solid tag team strategy by the Circle. Banshee back to her feet, the fresh Amber Warren now in, locks her up, sends her bouncing off the ropes. Giant boot right to the face. Saria not able to get back. She had to get back to her corner to be able to even save that. Banshee able to kick out at one. Impressive resiliency, but you have to ask, should you just give up? Saria Violet comes in to make the save. Amber not having it. She was furious about that. Tried to get hold of Saria, but she's able to make her way back out to the corner. Bounces Banshee again, crashing down off the knee, dusting off the shoulders. You could say that is arrogance by Amber Warren, but you really can't argue that it's justified. Counter there by Banshee, knocked down with a lariat. Banshee got a little flurry of offense, hauls Amber back to the knees. Tried to go for the grapple again, though, and charge by Warren. A brief flurry of offense, but it is all too brief. Plants Banshee, smack in the ring. Sensibly rolls to the outside to recover, but that's just given Amber time to turn her attention to Violet, who's hauled up, and this is going to be vicious. Down goes the spine onto the hardest part of the ring, right on the ring apron. Elbow by Banshee and lighting up Amber. A fury lit in Banshee now. Goes for the grapple. Can she continue this through? What's she got in mind? Trying to take out the arm, wrenching it around. She's got that limb manipulation in. She's trying to take out those powerful strikes of Amber. Doing as much damage on the outside as she can whilst that count is going. Bounces her right into the waiting Saria. And down onto that already hurt spine. There's the tag made. Victoria now legal. Banshee barely able to get back to her feet after that. She got that offense in. She lit up Amber. She did some hurt to Warren, but now Victoria Holland is fresh and angry. Adjusting her own neck. I think she's threatening to about to do the same damn thing to Banshee. Rolled out the way of that elbow drop. Victoria cracking her own arm on the canvas. Sensible strategy by Banshee. Let Victoria make the attacks, roll out of the way. Let her do the damage to herself. It's going to take a lot more than that to keep her down, though. Only a 1 count. Desperation on the part of Banshee, I think. No reason to believe that that pinfall was going to happen, but they need to take any opportunity they can get. Double team offense now by Saria and Banshee. Crunch right to the gut of Victoria. Sends her into the corner. We have Banshee and Saria now in control. They've got the momentum shift. They've got the circle on the back foot. They need to capitalize. They need to keep this going. Wrenches Victoria. Mag out back out to the spine. Again, only a 1 count though. The circle have been so dominant in this match. They need to do a lot more damage to get these pinfalls in. Though I understand where they're coming from. Again, they're not going to get a lot of these opportunities. They have to take any chance they can get. On the off chance a move happens to knock the wind out of their opponent. And we got a submission maneuver locked in by Banshee, trying to again wrench the arms of Victoria Holland, trying to diminish the striking capabilities as much as possible. And she's got that abdominal stretch in, but Amber's right there with a punch to break it up. Drops her down. Banshee going technical, sends Amber down and knocks her out of the ring. Gives a moment for Saria. Strategy by Banshee and Violet. Victoria's still down. Amber's on the outside. Saria trying to strategize. Amber's right back in her corner. Knee strikes. And quick roundhouse there by Violet. But there it is. And Victoria Holland is pissed. Stomping the fingers of Saria. Just out to do damage now is Victoria. Running elbow strike. Saria Violet is laid out. Tag Amber Warren there to pick the bones of Saria Violet. And that is it. Good night. No, Banshee able to make it in. A desperate, brave attempt by Banshee. She's able to break up the pinfall. She's able to keep things going. But how much damage has this taken? How much damage is being done? Even if Banshee and Saria are able to pull out a win here tonight, and she counters that delayed vertical suplex, chop the leg, down goes Amber. The winner of this, again, remember, will take on Candied Ginger next week. If Banshee and Saria are able to do it, what condition will they be in for that match against the champions? Axe handle onto the arm of Saria Violet. Burning those key points to recover, I feel. Both went for the super kick, both countered. And flip over goes Victoria. Using her own momentum, excellent strategy, and out of nowhere with a speeding bullet comes Amber Warren. Leg drop, though, by Saria Violet. We've seen that move be very effective for her before. Key empowered strikes from the Sun Soul Monk. Baiting Victoria back to her feet. Crossbody off the mid rope. And she's waiting for the finisher. Coming through, Victoria's back to her feet. Roundhouse kick, she landed it right in the temple. But there's Amber Warren. Banshee in now to try and prevent that happening again. She's luring Amber onto the outside while Saria continues to work over the limbs. Leg drop once again. She's got Victoria down. Banshee coming back up. We don't know where is Amber Warren. This is the best opportunity this team has. DDT, down goes Victoria Holland. Can they finish this off? Ducks the roundhouse. And just right pummeling the gut of Saria Violet. The flurry of offense is ended. Banshee knows exactly how this feels. It's been done twice to her in this match already. Backbreaker dropped onto Saria, and it is all over by now. It has to be. The fresher Amber Warren is in. All four competitors in the ring there for a moment as they're trying to break up that submission. And this is very bad for Banshee. Goodbye, just deposited over the top to the outside. That's one way to prevent breaking up a pinfall. And that is it. Stick a fork in them. They are done. The circle destroyed Banshee and Saria. Amber, in the end there, clearly just done. Victoria Holland isolated. There was a grand opportunity by Banshee and Saria. They had an opportunity, but they simply were not able to keep them down. Victoria dodged that second roundhouse. That gave them the recovery they needed. And you saw it there. You saw Amber Warren just throw bodily Banshee completely over the top rope. And then return to just end the fallen Saria Violet. You have to imagine the faces on Candied Ginger watching that match, knowing that this is who they face next week. The Circle earning their shot at Candied Ginger's Double Clout titles. What a performance by the Circle. But if that level of hard-hitting violence has whet your appetite for more, oh, we've got more for you. Up next, a number one contenders match for the $1 Shillion Championship. We need to determine who next Aria Nightvalley is defending that against. And it is two powerhouses of the division, neither one willing to back down. It's Last Woman Standing up next. We'll be right back. Hi, I'm Captain Turiant Guidel, most dashingly handsome pirate in all of Lumsalaminsa, and the Clout Missioner of all Influencer Wrestling. As a swashbuckling pirate, I know a thing or two about hats. And sometimes, even I feel the hats I own are just too big. So when I feel the need for minuscule millinery, there's only one place that comes to mind. TinyHatLabs.com. Tiny Hat Labs have always sought to push the boundaries of what's possible in client engagement millinery feedback solutions. Their guiding question remains the same today as it was when they were founded. What if small hat, but tiny? Operating at the nexus of science, engineering, artificial intelligence, art, fashion and design, Tiny Hat Labs seeks to pave the way to a paradigm shift in headpiece technology. While others ask, how much? TinyHatLabs.com asks, how little? I'm Captain Turiant Guidel, and TinyHatLabs.com is my favourite place for hats on the internet. Number one contender, Last Woman Standing. And a match that very well suits Jeneth Astoria.
Last Woman Standing match. Making her way to the ring from parts unknown, Chen.
We have compared the records of the roster, and these two both have a strong case to be the next contender for Aria Nightvalley. Jeneth Astoria, the first ever holder of the $1 Shillion Championship, she has been trying to get that back from Aria for some time, not able to put pay to it. She has been struggling to get back ever since. This is her opportunity to do exactly that. But her competitor tonight is just as motivated, wants to bring yet more clout, more gold to her team.
And representing Team Bring It from parts unknown, the Warrior Princess.
Ashapal making her way down to the ring, the half-orc fighter looking to score her shot at the $1 Shillion Championship. Avric Brightmoon, her tag partner, the current holder of the Soul Clout Championship. Avric and Tiff unable to make their way to the Double Clout Championship tonight. They fell to RBFS last week. Asha looking to get more gold for the Emon Orphans. Two more powerhouses of the division, Asha and Jeneth, Last Woman Standing. This has got to be a hard-hitting match by definition. The only way to win this match is to take your opponent down to where they cannot get back to their feet for a 10 count. Both of these competitors incredibly resilient. It's going to take a lot to do that. Big boot out the gate by Jeneth. Asha counters there, gets a gut punch in. Now it's Asha's turn to do the damage. The two just clash into each other. An unstoppable force meet an immovable object. Got the abdominal stretch in there. That's not going to help in the forms of a submission, but at least get that damage racked up early on. Submissions, you can't tap out, but doing the damage to your opponent's limbs, to their extremities, And we've seen that Jeneth is a weapons expert. We've seen the damage she can do with a sledgehammer, and now it's a steel chair. She's just waiting, yelling at Asha to get back up and crack into their head. There it goes, steel chair going flying. Asha counters, hoists Jeneth up over the shoulder, bounces her off the turnbuckle. And now it's time for Jeneth to see what that feels like. Steel chair over the top of their head. Jeneth rolls through. We've seen Jeneth's weapon of choice be the sledgehammer before. She has brutalized many a competitor with it. And the counter there, the exact same maneuver we saw used by Asha early on, now used by Jeneth. These two very much trading blows back and forth, evenly matched. Similar fighting styles. This could very easily go either way. And look at the dents on that chair. My God, it is battered to pieces. The indent of both women's spines, of both women's heads. That steel chair is telling a story of pain right now. Boot to the face, trying to damn near knock the tusks out of Ashapal's face. Asha down. Jeneth waiting. Only a 4 count. Too early to call this by a long shot. Though that show of athleticism by Jeneth is going to go a long way towards it. Knocked Asha right back down again. Jeneth just taunting the fighter, taunting Asha. Ref reaches the 5 count. And up at the 6, she's able to get back to her feet. And knocked right back down, and the disrespect shown by Jeneth towards Asha right there. Kicking the dirt over her face. Avric and Tiff unable, of course, to make it out here to support Asha as they are both in action later on. Avric having chosen Tiff as his representative in that Champions representative match later on. Gabriel Van Hessel still looking for somebody to get into his corner. Asha back on her feet, fired up. She needs to keep this momentum going. She needs to start keeping Jeneth down. The ref count has begun. Got her down for the 3 so far. And rolling through, up at the 4 count, Asha rolls right out of the ring, and she's gone for those steel steps. Too heavy though, not able to get the swing quickly enough, and Jeneth counters. Holds onto the arm, lariat after lariat, sends Asha down again and again. Four count, Asha's back on her feet. And takedown by Astorio. Right down onto the already brutalized spine. Just showing off now as Astorio vaulting over the rope like that. Again, clashes in. We've seen a few of those. The two driving into each other, neither able to really get the other knocked off their feet, but that's going to do it. Bounces Astorio off the top rope. Asha waiting. This would be a grand opportunity to put more of that steel chair into use. Grab more weaponry, perhaps. I don't think this is going to be enough to keep Astorio down. It certainly isn't. Back on her feet already. Sends her into the corner, rolls through, and just pushed away. Went for the hip check. And up you go, and plants again. Right onto the spine. Ref's looking like she was going to go to start the count. Jeneth says, no, I'm not done yet. Up onto the turn and down. Plants the face of Asha down. Good night. Jeneth, sure she's won at this point. Just celebrating early as Asha is face down on that canvas as the ref hits the 6 count. She may be out cold. We can't tell from this angle. Up to the 8 count. This might have already done it. 9. Barely up there. The ref hit that 9 count. Asha forced herself back up. Still there. Count starts again. Was that all Asha had left? She barely got up after that brutal assault before, and that boot to the face may well have sent her clean out. Ref hits the 7 count. 8. I think this has done it. No, she's back up again at the 9 count. Asha rolls back through to her feet. Shoulder checked by Jeneth. Back down again. She is clinging to life with everything she has, but Astorio is right there, knocking her back down. Back up again. Didn't wait through. I think she was expecting Jeneth to wait for the 9 count again. Took advantage of Astorio celebrating, got a quick strike in, but it was not enough. Astorio counters and knocks Asha right back down once again. Getting into the face of the half-orc. Jeneth sees a clear path to Aria Nightvalley and the $1 shillion title. We're almost there, I think. 9, and again makes it up on the 9 count. Jeneth turned her back. She thought she had that one. And lands the pedigree right onto the steel chair. Pedigree onto the steel chair by Ashapal. Has she been playing possum this whole time? Was she waiting for those 9 counts to get some breathing room, some recovery time? 5 count was this strategy by the Warrior Princess. Battle Master that rolls through. Astorio back up. Suplex smacked Asha down onto that waiting steel chair. The way Asha is clutching her head right now. She connected with that steel, but she's back up. Not playing the same strategy again, only up at the before the 5 count. And Jeneth plants right back again, really targeting the spine of Asha. This bloodthirsty crowd calling one more time. No, please let this be. Let it end. That is just uncalled for. Again, the 9 count hit. She's up. Asha's resilience seemingly knowing no bounds. But every time she gets back up, Jeneth Astorio is right there to knock her back down again. Up at the 8 count. And another vicious blow. Jeneth this time pulls Asha back to her own feet. Trying to do a little more damage to keep her down for good, but baited by an up and down face plants into the mat. Not a bad strategy by Jeneth, but Asha played into it beautifully. And 6 count, rolling through now to the outside. Jeneth says, no, get back in there with you. And I think Astoria might be going for the steps, thought better of it. Didn't want to give more time for Asha to recover, not taking her eyes off her. 5 count hit. Can she get up once again, or is Asha finally spent? That is it. She made it up barely after the 10 count. Dazed on her feet, but Jeneth Astorio claims the win. Next week, therefore, we know what that match will be. Aria Nightvalley has a very angry, very determined Jeneth Astorio charging right for her. She has seen away competitor after competitor. Will this be another notch in Aria's title defense belt? Or will Astorio claim that $1 million championship once again? Following through from grudge match to grudge match, we saw Chris Cinneas ambushed, brutalized, beaten down 2-on-1 by Artificial Intelligence last week. He is still out injured. He was hospitalized after that beatdown. Nowhere to be seen. Battlestar Galactica in action next. And we are going to find out who has been recruited by Metrics to face her. We'll be back after this. Hi, I'm Captain Turiant Guidel, most dashingly handsome pirate in all of Lumsalaminsa and the Clout Missioner of all Influencer Wrestling. As a swashbuckling pirate, I know a thing or two about hats. And sometimes, even I feel the hats I own are just too big. So when I feel the need for minuscule millinery, there's only one place that comes to mind. TinyHatLabs.com. Tiny Hat Labs have always sought to push the boundaries of what's possible in client engagement millinery feedback solutions. Their guiding question remains the same today as it was when they were founded. What if small hat, but tiny? Operating at the nexus of science, engineering, artificial intelligence, art, fashion and design, Tiny Hat Labs seeks to pave the way to a paradigm shift in headpiece technology. While others ask, how much? TinyHatLabs.com asks, how little? I'm Captain Turiant Guidel, and TinyHatLabs.com is my favourite place for hats on the internet. Wait, oh, fight is now an option. I'm sorry, I have a baseball bat? Oh, hold on, you're smoking. Welcome back, and oh my.
The following is scheduled for one fall, making her way to the ring from Jackson, Mississippi, the Enforcer, Lori Bishop.
The Enforcer, Lori Bishop, made her solo debut last week in a dominant, destructive fashion. No friendships, no allegiances. Lori is all business, and that is the perfect type of person to be recruited to operate on behalf of NEFFEX. This is who Battlestar is facing tonight. NEFFEX has money, she's got the clout, and that is what Laurie Bishop is here for. We saw just how dangerous in the ring Bishop is last week. Battlestar is going to need every minute of that tank main mentality to see her way through this one.
And accompanied by Stephen Joyce, representing Chaos from Valhalla, the Tank.
Stephen Joyce accompanying Battlestar. Normal tag partner Chris Cinneas out injured, no timeline yet on recovery. DC Lucer also out injured after the brutal attack, the brutal match experienced with Big Magic Reynolds and Brock that saw them through to the finals tonight. Stephen accompanying Val. Short on allies, all others either busy or taken out. Big Magic Reynolds himself, of course, teaming with Brock in our main event, a shot at that double clout title. Battlestar out for revenge after what was done to Cinneas last week, but Laurie Bishop is a sizable obstacle towards that goal. For Laurie's perspective, of course, if she can put away Battlestar, one of the All Influencer Wrestling originals, a mainstay of the company, that is a dominant statement made by Bishop, who has her eyes on clout glory as well. Algae Rhythm, of course, accompanying NEFFEX to the ring as well, setting the numbers game in play. And I think he was on the way there to psych out Steven on the outside as well. Battlestar taking control of the match early on. Hoisting Bishop across the ring, psyching up, get that tank main going, Val. Up she goes, and scoop slam, down goes Laurie Bishop. Battlestar saw what Laurie is capable of last week. She is not messing around. No time. She knows if Laurie Bishop gets a flurry of offense going, that is a boulder that will keep rolling. And cracks right down over the knee. Shows of strength by Battlestar. Elbow drop right across the chest of Bishop. And again, trying to go and look at how she was staring right at NEFFEX and Algae Rhythm as she went for that casual pinfall. Tried to shoulder check Laurie off the apron, caught a knee for her troubles. And now this is the situation Val did not want to be in. Algae Rhythm on the outside, hyped up. He is excited, thrilled for what Laurie is doing right now. She's back onto the outside. And crackdown. We know the spine problems that Battlestar has. Recovered a little faster than Bishop thought. And drops her back onto her knee, trying to return that receipt. There you go, plants the spine onto the wooden ship's decking, hauls Bishop right back up again, bounces her off, and Algae Rhythm is right there waiting, trying to psych out Val. Look at the sheer power of the tank main. Hoists Bishop up over the shoulders, as Algae Rhythm is right there, mouthing off, playing the mind games, trying to get into the head of Battlestar. Both realizing how high that ref's count was going, both diving back into the ring. and it's Bishop who's able to get back on her feet first, and Val once again in a dangerous position. That vicious chop lighting up the chest of Battlestar, and now just being used as a speed bag. Trying to kick the glasses right off the face of Battlestar. Able to counter though, rolls through, but oh, that's not enough. And right into the deep pinfall in the middle of the ring. Val's able to get the shoulder up, only a 1 count. Bishop can't quite believe that didn't do more damage. And goes for the delayed suplex. Val able to counter, goes for the chop block, takes Bishop down. Running double boot, right to the head of Bishop. Didn't seem to really do any damage at all. Val, though, able to get Bishop tied into the ropes. Bounces her off and misses the spinning elbow. That was a problem there by Battlestar. And we don't see this often. Battlestar corkscrew off the middle rope. We don't see Val go to the ropes very often. When she does, you know she's being forced to dig deep into her arsenal. And there it is, the whole slam down by Bishop. But it's not enough. Kicks out at 2. Counter by Bishop, counter by Val. The two back and forth, wrenching around the arm, and she's got her up again. Drops her down. The sheer strength of the tank main. Boot to the spine, rolls through, got her down, and that's done it. My God, that has done it. Laurie pulls herself back up right at the end there, but not enough in time. Battlestar able to put away Laurie Bishop, sent her down through the hole. Went for another chokeslam, and that's done it. Right in the corner. Bishop's reaching there, I think, for the rope. Not quite able to get it in time. Battlestar needed that victory. Team Tank Main needed that after last week. But we know the story never ends. The metrics, the algorithm can never be truly defeated. We know this is going to continue to roll on. What will the counter blow be? Or will a salvo be fired by Battlestar and friends? We'll find out later on. But for now, we have our second representative match. Avric, represented by Tiff, has Gabriel Van Hessel been able to find somebody to stand for him? We'll find out after these quick messages.
Luz tried everything to open the door, but it wouldn't budge. Hammers, axes, magic, saws, more magic, fire, even more magic, and magic explosions. Still, the door refused her. Why? After all this time and effort, why wouldn't the damn thing open? Sure, it was an enchanted door that would open the path to a potentially catastrophic amount of magic pouring back into the universe, causing endless natural disasters that would drown or bury most cities from existence. But there was an equally high chance that wouldn't happen, and that the magic had been sealed away by ignorant fools for nothing. She had to believe there was a reason why she could tap into a sliver of the magic locked behind the door. That this was it. her singular life purpose. Open the door. Restore its magic back to everyone like it used to be in the stories, where anyone could use magic, for good or bad. That had to be it, right? That had to be why she was standing here, in the door's pocket dimension, on a small plot of Earth, large enough for only one person to stand in front of it, swearing at this void-black door with iridescent veins flowing along its surface like water, living, taunting her to just open it already. So why was it so hard to swing the damn thing wide? Somehow, she had shoved the door apart just a crack ages ago. A thin, wispy line of light seeped out of a seam down the center. Whenever she used teleportation magic, as she had decided to call it since she didn't know the correct term and hadn't seen others use it before, probably because it was dangerous and required sliding through space and time, but who was counting? She tapped into a sliver of warmth and power to travel wherever she wished. She'd managed that slight opening unthinking as a child, then never again. What was she doing wrong now? Worse, what if she wasn't doing anything wrong? What if this door wasn't meant to open for her after all? What else could there be for her but this? After everything, after all that searching, what else could there be?
This has been an extract from The Void Door by Diva. To read the full story, please visit search for issue 378. And thank you for watching Masterpiece Theatre. Welcome back. Let's find out who Van Hessel has recruited. Oh my. Balls. Tip is in trouble. Following that logic, Laurie's services are available to hire. RBFS are a security firm. They are available for work. And with his brothers in action in the main event, it looks like Reinhardt wants a go himself. Reinhardt has been recruited by Gabriel Van Hessel. Vatican funding paying for the services of one of these three brothers.
And his opponent, accompanied by Rage from overseas, weighing in at 215 pounds.
Remember, it was last week Avric and Tiff lost the semi-final match in the tag title tournament to RBFS. It was Benny and Frederico who defeated Tiff and Avric and ended their clout-chasing goals. Ended the possibility of Avric becoming a double title holder. And the third brother now in action against Tiff. Not just a solid strategy by the Witch Hunter for sheer in-ring capability, but mind games at play. The brother of the team who defeated Avric and Tiff last week. This is excellent strategy by Van Hessel. We saw Teresa knocked out by Valoran. Pressery has to be riding that high going into next week. What will the mindset of Avric be if his childhood friend Tiff gets broken in half by Reinhardt tonight? And that is exactly what we saw last week, trying to go for the grapples, and they're just too strong. But what people don't realize about Reinhardt is he is the high flyer of RBFS. Benny is athletic and shockingly maneuverable, but it's Reinhardt who flies. And there's that suplex, but Tiff wriggling out, tried to go for the leg chop, but we've seen too many people do that tonight already. Reinhardt knew exactly what was coming, and he was ready for it. Just punching straight into that face of the tiefling. Up over the shoulders. Tiff tries to wriggle through. He's not able to... he is able to do it. Tiff makes his way out. I thought that was going to be a cutter by Reinhardt there, but no, Tiff counters. And gets some good air on that. Suck it, he says to Reinhardt. DDT driving the bull's nose right down into the mat. Only a 1 count though. Tiff keeping the momentum up. Just drives through with that boot to the ribs of Reinhardt. Trying to choke him out in the corner. He's got to get the oxygen cut off to the big man. Tiff, of course, tall himself, towers over many other competitors in the division, but the sheer mass of RBFS. What does Tiff have in mind here? He's going up to the top. And big elbow drop. He lands it. It's a big target. He landed dead on across and kick out though. Reinhardt gets the 2 count. He is still going. Knee to the spine. And just stomping into the face, trying to brutalize that snout. Tried to go for a crossbody, did not work. And Reinhardt now on his feet, Tiff down. And there it goes. Look at that splash, that giant maneuvering in a way that nobody should be able to. From a standing position, nonetheless. You ask if you have ever seen an elephant fly. We all just saw a minotaur fly tonight. And down with the neck breaker, and he... oh my gods, no. He's gone to the top, and holy shit! For that... no. Tiff, stay down. Stay down. Yeah. Look at that. That is a meatball right there, flying through the air. All 450 pounds of Reinhardt crashing onto the ribs of Tiff. He is down. Damn near plowed through the ring. The rotation on that. Unbelievable. Earning his paycheck from Van Hessel is Reinhardt. That is why you hire RBFS. And right in front of Avric's eye, Tiff brutalized by Reinhardt. The reversal of fortune. We saw Presry's representative put away Calypso's, but what a performance there. And what does that do to the mindset of Avric going into his title defense against Gabriel Van Hessel next week? Will we see another new Soul Clout champion? New champions that we will see next though tonight, guaranteed. The other 2 members of RBFS, Benny and Frederico, will take on Big Magic Reynolds and Brock in a ladder match to decide our inaugural Double Cloud, champions. The titles will be held above the ring. These 4 maybe not need to climb as much higher the ladders as others might, but we are in for a hell of a hard-hitting bout next. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back for that after these short messages.
知らない痛いけな瞳だけどいつか気づくでしょうその背中には遥か未来目指すための羽があること残酷な天使の手で窓辺からやがて飛び立つほとばしる熱いパトスで思い出を裏切るならこの空を抱いて輝く少年よ神話になれ
Welcome back. As for our main event, we are set, ready to go.
The following contest is a tag team ladder match. Introducing first, from parts unknown, weighing in at 444 pounds, Brock the Gardener.
Brock, paying close attention to that last match too, I am certain still has that Drama Bomb briefcase. If he and Reynolds can score these titles tonight, he has a grand opportunity himself to potentially become our first ever double title holder in All Influencer Wrestling. That same case, the Drama Bomb dropping, is how Presry scored the Sold Clout title herself.
Weighing in at 280 pounds, Big Magic Reynolds.
Big, beefy boys in the ring tonight. Brock, Big Magic, and Benny and Frederico. All of them, some of the largest competitors. If you enjoy big meaty men slapping meat, this main event is the one for you. After this, we will be taking just a moment here to reinforce the ring before other members of RBFS get back. We want to make sure the ring can handle all of this meat. Give us just a moment, we'll be right back. Alright, we are back. The ring is reinforced. After Reinhardt damn near plowed Tiff through it. We are set and ready to go.
And at a combined weight of 998 pounds, the Monsters!
Federico and Benny. They have plowed their way through this tournament bracket thus far. Will Big Magic and Brock finally be able to put a stop to this Minotaur run? Or will there be gold around the waist of RBFS tonight? Ladder match, of course, no tagging. Those tag titles, you can see them there above the ring. They are hanging, waiting. One of these two teams will claim them. They just got to get up that ladder and pull them down. And that is what it is all about, the double clout. You see them hanging up above the ring. Brock and Reynolds, Benny and Federico, and we are off. And Brock locking up in the middle of the ring, and oh, it's very even. One half of each team getting in control in the beginning. And Brock is not here to play. He's immediately going for those ring steps. Look at that as the Minotaurs try to work over the arm of Reynolds. Brock trying to find his way in. There it goes. He shoved it in. But runs right into a hook suplex from Benny, that was. You could tell it's Benny because he doesn't have the necktie. And Brock immediately setting the ladder up. Brock is all business tonight. Look at this. He's already going for it. As Federico realized, there's those ring steps. Federico got them knocked out of his hands by Reynolds, who then goes over the top, and this is dangerous position. Brock already set that ladder up there. And Reynolds needs to try to fight his way through. That's it. It's done. That was it. My God. RBFS are your inaugural Double Clout champions, I suppose. They are not here to put on a show. They are not here to perform for you. They are here to win. They let Brock set that ladder up, crashed him to the outside of the ring, and then as one of the brothers was putting paid to Big Magic Reynolds, the other had a clear path through to those titles. That is it. It is done. Rather anticlimactic finish, but nonetheless, it is the finish we have. Sometimes things just work out that way, I suppose. RBFS are your inaugural Double Clout champions, and you have to imagine they're going to be holding them for quite some time. But we will definitely have some, hopefully more competitive matches up next week, as every other title is on the line. We will see Presri D defend against Calypso Dominguez. We will see Avric Brightmoon defend against Gabriel Van Hessel. And now, as we determined earlier on, Aria Nightvalley will defend against Jennifer Storio. And the Circle Victoria Holland and Amber Warren go up against Candied Ginger. Everyone else will be up. Will we see retaining champions heading into our mid-season break, or will we see clout change hands? I've been your clout missioner, Captain Tyrant Guidel. We'll see you back next week for the Clash of Clout. Take care. We'll see you next time.